Everybody, welcome back to another edition of Homemade. And today we are making a red velvet waffle. Yes, a red velvet waffle. And with the holidays coming up, we know that we like to prepare those holiday breakfasts and lunches and things like that. So it can be used as a breakfast item. It can be used as an item for brunch, or I even like to eat breakfast at night for my dinner. So this waffle is so universal, but it is so easy to make. And I promise you, if you make this for your family, you all, they will be blown away because it is one of those items that's so easy to make, but it looks like you put so much effort into it. And the thing that I like about this is it's one of those things that, again, during the holidays when we're preparing the holiday breakfast, it's something that you can cook with your kids and your family and not have to go through all the hassle. You don't have to use a box to get a pancake out of, you all. It is so easy and so simple to make. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. Now, in this bowl, I do have 2 cups of self-rising flour. That's really important. I'm not using all-purpose flour. I am using self-rising flour for this recipe. You all, we are going to mix everything in the bowl at the same time. So that means we only need 1 bowl for this recipe. There's no extra mixing and adding to this batter. No, it all gets mixed in 1 bowl. So we're going to add to our flour 1 egg. And the good thing about this is our cold ingredients don't have to be room temperature. We're going to add 1/2 cup of sugar. We have 1/4 cup of oil. And I'm going to go ahead and add in my food color, which will be 1 tablespoon. I'm going to add in my vanilla. That's also 1 tablespoon. And I am going to add in my cocoa at this time. And that'll also be 1 tablespoon. Some of it already was dropped into our bowl, so we don't want to add too much. That's our cocoa. Now we have 1 cup of milk, and the way that I like to add in my milk is I like to add it in gradually because sometimes you may not need the entire cup. And if you want your waffles to be a little darker, then just add in a little more food color. Mix that in. Add in the rest of our milk. And if you can see, I am just whisking this with a regular hand whisk. I'm not using a mixer. Now, we want our batter to be a little thick. We don't want it really runny. So we want to make sure that all of our lumps are out of it. So make sure that you're scrubbing the bottom of your bowl when you're whisking. And that is our batter. We did use our entire cup of milk. Now, I'm just using a regular size waffle iron. Before I put my batter into my waffle iron, I do like to make sure that it is adjusted to the correct heat. And for this waffle iron, I like to cut it up to max heat and also spray it before I put my waffles in because I don't want them to stick. Now, if you just want to use a regular brush and brush it with oil, that's fine. If you don't need to grease your waffle iron, that's also fine. So, to put it in, I like to use a ladle. It helps it spread evenly. And when you're putting it in, I found that if you start in the middle and kind of spread it out and go towards the edges, you'll prevent a lot of overflow. So we're going to close the top, and this waffle iron does let us know when the waffle is done. So we're going to let this cook, come back, and we are going to taste this goodness. Now, I do have a little cream cheese frosting that I'm going to put on to mine. If you want to make just a simple cream cheese frosting, you all just take 4 ounces of cream cheese, which is half of the typical block that you would get out of the store, mix with about a cup of confection sugar, and you'll add in maybe just a tablespoon of lemon juice, and you'll have your easy cream cheese frosting for your waffle. If you want to just put on syrup, that is totally fine. Whatever topping you want to put on to yours, feel free. And our waffle has completed its cooking process. So I put a little cream cheese frosting on mine along with a little powdered sugar. Again, whatever topping you want to put onto your waffle, feel free. I just thought it would only be right to use the cream cheese since this is a red velvet waffle. And you all look at the texture of our waffle. It is so soft and it looks honestly just like a cake. If you like red velvet cake, you have to try this recipe. It literally tastes just like a red velvet cake. And the cream cheese frosting really sets it off. Now, when you try this recipe for the holidays, make sure you drop your pictures, your comments in the comment section below. Let me know if you liked the recipe. If you didn't like the recipe, let me know how yours turned out. I do want to see. I know I did not say it earlier, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel if you want to keep seeing our easy homemade recipes. Cooking is as easy or as hard as you make it, but I promise you, if you do keep it simple and just be yourself, life in itself can be so much easier. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Homemade. And until next time, continue to be